This isn't a podcast, it's a conversation. Welcome to In Living Gray with Omar Hakim Day and Dr. Baz.
You can stay where you want to stay. In Living Gray.
Where we unpack the messy, the meaningful, and the moments most people avoid. From the podium to the pavement, we've been in the rooms, led the movements, and still ask, what's the cost of nuance? Faith, power, justice, strategy. It's not black and white. It's in Living Gray.
Welcome to In Living Gray. My name is Omar Hakim.
I go by our boss.
Our boss, Dr. Baz. And we have our special guest,
Chris Tucker. Chris Tucker. We got Chris.
Is that right?
We got Chris Tucker here.
He's starting already.
Already starting.
He's starting already.
Chris
Man,
Tucker.
you think all black people look alike?
No.
I'm trying to tell you something.
No, you know, I
No,
Chris,
wait. I got to get back to my introduction. This is my man. And we have our special guest, Omar Regan of Halalywood. Halalywood is a premier production company, author, movie writer, all of the above when it comes to moral edutainment.
Oh, I like that.
That's his
Moral
Muslim name.
edutainment. If you want to leave your kids in the room while y'all go in the other room, put them in front of an Omar Regan movie.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You see what I'm saying?
Rush Hour 1, Rush Hour 2, Rush Hour 3.
You guys be the judge. Do I look that much like
See now,
my good beloved friend
Hey, see
and
now-
inspiration, Chris Tucker? Or I mean, much love to him, man.
Hey.
Show me love, so much love.
hey, you know you from Detroit, man. Don't let them get away with that. Don't let them get away with that. My man's from Temecula somewhere.
Oh no! We never heard of that.
Temecula is the refuge from people from Compton. We have many great people. Kamasi
Ain't no
in
refuge
Compton,
from
and
Compton,
from Temecula.
Temecula
Ain't no-
sounds like a foot disease.
Temecula is where everybody run from Compton.
Wow.
Many great rappers are in Temecula now. Many.
That's because they
It's
can't
really a
stand
place.
up.
It's really a place.
You got what's his name from
Yeah, I
NWA?
think.
MC Ren. You know he's out in Temecula. You got a bunch of people. Yeah.
Ren is a dope rapper. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But I don't know about
How
the
you
rest
know
of
MC
Temecula.
Ren?
MC8. We go. I know MC since I was in high
Chia.
school. We used to go to the same gym. And
Chia.
one day I turned around. I'm like,
MC8, man.
MC8 is dope,
Hold
too.
on, man. Both of y'all sounding
he's
real
dope,
interesting
too.
right now.
Man, so
MC8.
where we at with it right now, man? What we want to talk
so
about?
when you were doing Friday, how did you navigate that as a Muslim?
I was at
Promo-
Juma. No,
So again, this is not Chris Tucker. This is Omar Regan.
you know.
And my little Republican over there got jokes.
Listen, you know what the thing was? You know
What?
what he's referring to?
What is
he's
he referring
to? And I did this interview in Saudi Arabia. I was on Al Jazeera. And they asked me, and it was like, man, so you work with Chris Tucker. You doubled for Chris Tucker in Rush Hour 2. I was like, yeah. He said, what would Chris say? And I said, man, it's a lot of people and they pushing me. And the rumor was that Chris Tucker had converted to Islam.
What?
And changed his name to Omar Regan.
That's a good rumor.
And he's keeping the rumor going. Then Chris Tucker asked me about it. We're like, when was Falcons going to the Super Bowl? We happened to be on the same flight. He was like, man, you was, hey, what's up, man? What's up, man? I was like, what's up, man? And he said, he was like, hey, man, did you hear that rumor? I said, I heard the rumor.
So-
I was like, my bad.
So look.
We was in Saudi Arabia. They didn't know no better.
If he call you Chris Tucker again, ask him who his cat voted for.
Okay.
Oh, snap.
My cat, he ate the ballot.
You have a cat?
Yeah, but he ate the ballot. So my whole thing this year, I wanted to vote in the election.
Okay.
This is like our third time telling the
Yeah,
story.
I don't know how many times I'm going to say it, but I was going to go vote.
Yeah.
I put my ballot in the mail.
Yeah.
My cat chewed on the ballot, and I couldn't mail it. So this
So you
year,
didn't-
I couldn't vote for
So you
president.
didn't exercise
You
your
got a
right to
cat
vote
or a
still?
goat? The cats like paper?
Yeah, I saw it as a divine sign that
So
the
you
cat
didn't
was trying to
exercise your right to vote? You know my
I-
people fought for that.
I wanted to really bad. I was telling people to go out there and vote. I was
You
telling
could
people
have
to
you
vote.
could have went to the ballot station.
It was the timing.
Is this a true
This is a true
cat
story.
ballot story?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a true story. The cat
His
chewed
cat
on
voted
the
for
ballot.
Trump.
You didn't want to fill it out again?
I wanted to, but the cat chewed it, and it was
You
too
can
late.
get another one?
There was a process, but
Go DA on him.
No.
Go DA on him.
So it wasn't that important.
Dang. No.
Look, the cat ate my homework.
Okay, look, I'll tell you what it is.
What?
It was the presidential election. I was like, man, I had a guilty conscience. I'm
So
like,
that's how he won.
no. I was gonna put the name down, and I was like, man, this
What
is
name?
like, I didn't know. I was gonna vote for Cornel West, most likely, right, on the ballot. But you see those other names, you got Kamala and Trump, and I was like, man, there's too much going on here, and it was hard for people to make a moral decision what to vote for this year. But again, this isn't about the elections, so
It wasn't that hard to vote.
So Arbaz voted for me.
Yes,
He's
he
so
did.
great. He's so great. I'm so happy. So happy. Arbaz, always living in the gray. He voted for me. That's how I won.
I've been
all because of you, Arbaz. Because of you.
I've been getting bullied a lot since the election.
Oh,
By who?
Everybody, because they think I look like JD Vance. So I've been getting.
who do what?
That's what some people have been saying, and it's just been like
What y'all think about that?
my Instagram comments and TikTok comments when I post my videos. Everyone's like, "When did JD Vance become Muslim?" And there's a whole bunch of JD Vance comments.
Wow. JD Vance.
Yeah.
So
That's
with
Okay.
that being said,
how you feel about that?
I feel terrible. I don't just.
You don't want to look like JD Vance?
I don't want to look like JD Vance.
Cool name, huh?
No, yeah, it is a cool name, but
so who's JD Vance?
it was JD Vance, the vice president.
Oh, that's how much I pay attention.
You look like the vice president, JD Vance.
Yeah. I know there's not many good things we can say about this administration, but one thing we should say is that we got 2 immigrant first ladies, second ladies. Just think about it. The first time ever.
Okay.
First time.
Your
I was
point?
like, he looks like he's serious about this.
Are they gonna be the first to be deported or something? What you saying?
I'm just saying. Just imagine all the sentiment that comes out against immigrants, and then you got the VP and the president married to immigrants.
Okay.
Sounds like an agenda. You into this, huh? Are you
I'm not. No. We're not going down that. We want to make it
What is
clear.
this
All
show?
right.
Is this show all about politics?
Okay, so
We're in Southern California.
Let's
We
get
lean
into
left.
the
Let's
show,
all stick.
man. Let's get into the show. So, Omar
Yo.
Regan,
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
vegan.
vegan.
Regan like vegan.
you have Halalywood.
I do.
What inspired it? Can you break down the word Halalywood first?
Yeah, basically it's a spin-off Hollywood. So I wanted to take the word halal and put it into entertainment because for
And halal means what?
halal means it's permissible. This is lawful. This is something good for us. This is clean. This is moral. This is beneficial. It's good for us.
Okay, but,
So
but what's haram though? What's haram in Hollywood?
Haram is everything else that's not good for
But
us.
Hollywood isn't haram wood. So why do you need a halal wood?
Well, because I need something permissible because you have a lot of haram in Hollywood.
Really?
Yeah.
Like?
Well, like pork.
Okay. We need to make, well, they got
Open.
There's a lot of kosher delis in Hollywood though, all around.
Oh, that's
West
good. That's
There
good.
you
That's
go.
good.
Don't let them go on a
That
tangent.
is really good.
Don't let them
I like
go on a
it.
tangent.
Right. I like that. As I work in Hollywood 14 years. I'm not like, oh my God. You didn't hear me say haram, did you? You said haram.
So, but the Muslim market right now is at a gateway right now where the Muslim economy for everything that we're doing is there.
Yeah.
We got educated people. We got people in key places. The market for online entertainment. And yes, as a father, grandfather, I want to leave my children in front of something that's responsible. What?
You're a grandpa?
All day long.
We got Grandpa Omar. I didn't.
All day long. I got a,
What's wrong with you? What's wrong with being the G
No,
paw?
I didn't.
all day long.
I didn't know he was Grandpa.
You shocked him.
and he calls me
shocked him.
and he calls me Pooba.
Oh, poo.
Hey.
So, but I
like
was
the
getting
grand
to-
pooba.
I think the change is here where we're going to start getting into the different areas where we can make a difference at, like Halalywood.
Yes.
How long has Halalywood been cracking?
2012.
2012.
Officially, 2012, we got the trademark. And I want to make sure that I give some just honor and respect to these youth that was in New Jersey. because that's what introduced me to Halalywood. Right, I was like, "Oh my God, this is my story." You guys, they was like, they invited me to this event, and they said, "We call this event Halalywood," and I said, "Oh my God!" And I'm here because the rumor was I left Hollywood and went to do halal entertainment.
Right.
That was the rumor. And so we was like, oh, cause I did some films, you know what I mean? I did the double for Chris Tucker in Rush Hour 2. I jumped on Ocean's 11. I had this scene with Bernie Mac in Ocean's 11 that got cut out.
How was working with Bernie Mac?
It was amazing. He was a big inspiration to me. That got cut out, right? And then I was just jumping in and out of movies as sometimes background and sometimes principal background. But I had no lines, right?
Yeah.
But I was there.
Yeah.
Even this film Undisputed with Wesley Snipes, and I would always turn down different roles. Like they invited me to get upgraded to do this prison scene in Undisputed. I said absolutely not. I'm not doing that.
So have you thought about doing a Hollywood film and bringing the halal to it? Like, for example, there's a kissing scene or some haram scene, and you say, "No, I'm Muslim," and like you kind of make it this thing in Hollywood.
Well, I mean. They generally don't want to see you doing that. Okay? This is like the scene calls for the kiss, sir. You can't jump in there and say no, we won't. You got to make your own. You got to make your own and show how you may not have to kiss her. You may give her which is the reason why we created Halalywood, because when those youth inspired me, I said, well, guys, what are you doing with this? This is big. And they was like, yeah, man. And so that was it. I just went to go take it to make it the biggest thing that I can make it. And because I did get offered to be this down low brother in the series, I signed a contract, and you know, my career was supposed to go big and go strong, because I signed with this agency as I won that reality show called Fight for Fame. But the character was a down low gay brother, right? And I was like, I don't want to play this character. This is not. I don't want to. They was like, if you're a good actor, you could do it. It's not about me being a good actor or not a good actor. This is just about that. It seems like we're always having to portray these type of characters. I want to do something like, you know, something big, like, you know. But back then, I was like, I want to play the president. I want to play, you know, somebody that's, you know, someone can look up to, my community can look up to. And that got pushed.
Your
that got pushed aside.
President was a dream. That was the character you wanted to play.
Man, I was it wasn't before Obama, because he came in 2008. But I was like, if I can do that, the American people, right? Our boss did not vote for Donald Trump. Yes, he did. He voted. He voted.
So one of my favorite independent flicks is American Sharia.
Yeah.
When you did that. Your whole crew, your family, y'all did that movie, man.
Yeah.
And to me, I saw Detroit.
Yeah.
All through that movie. You know what I'm saying? 8 Mile to all the miles that's in Detroit.
Yes.
You represented big time. Can you tell us a little bit about that movie, man? How was that experience?
Yeah, listen. Honestly, let me say the most humbling thing is taking something from the inspiration come from your head, and then putting it on paper, and then from paper, like actually being on set, filming, like this is. I mean, and kudos to.
What was that process like? What are you just sitting in your head, and then what happens?
And you know, when I was like, I got to get the money to shoot this.
Yeah.
So back then, Kickstarter was pushing really good, and I crowdfunded because I was going to different Muslims and said, "Hey, you guys, we can make our own movies.
Yeah.
I know how to do it. I've
That's
been
what
in
I'm talking
Hollywood
about.
for over 10 years."
We at that time. What you talk? Go ahead, bro.
Yeah,
Go
that's
ahead.
what some people say.
That's what I'm talking about.
You know, you guys were ahead of your time, right?
Yeah.
And then other people were so discouraged. Friends of mine was like, "Dude, you know, other people have tried to do what you're doing and they didn't do it." And I was like,
that was pre-YouTube too. Now you got YouTube, you got all these other channels to put stuff out there.
Everybody is doing it now, and it's like, what? Come on, y'all, let's keep going and let's take it to another level. But it was very difficult. I had a lot of hate from Muslims because even on the Kickstarter, they were hating, saying, this is the time when Syria was being attacked.
Yeah.
And they were like, you raising money to make a movie?
Yeah.
You made money, we need to be given to the needy. I was like, dude, we are given to the needy. We gotta have something that's going to take this and tour it
400
and
years.
give
No
to the needy.
disrespect.
You know.
Yeah.
But it was, I had a lot of hate, man, but I was grateful.
What was the most difficult thing to hear from the community?
That
The music,
Omar
her
Regan is
music.
mocking Islam. That was one. It was like,
I
dude,
thought it was artistic.
they were called me.
Artistic.
They were telling. I had messages. I had death threats
Uh-huh.
before they even saw the movie.
Because you were from Michigan. Michigan has the most serious Muslims too.
They were coming from the UK as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't go to the UK. So.
I mean, it's just, you look at these internet thugs, man, was like really coming in the name of Allah, if you
Yeah.
will. That's why I'm scarred now.
That's why they only thugs on the internet.
That's true. I'm
Yeah.
scarred when
They're
people
not
say
they're not coming on the block.
they're doing this for the sake of Allah. When I hear people say for the sake of Allah, I get triggered because I'm like, dude, that's an excuse. Like, oh, I love you for the sake of Allah. You'd be like, yeah, then you don't really love me then.
So in this movie, you had a whole, I'm gonna say, ensemble of independent influencers
Yeah,
across the Muslim spectrum.
yeah.
Dean Squad. What's our brother from Dean Squad?
No, I didn't have him. Those was the true story.
Talking about Native Dean.
Native Dean.
Native
Native Dean.
Dean from Joshua Salon.
I played with him in DC.
Yeah.
I played with him in DC.
Yes.
We was in DC together at the Black Muslim Leadership Council. Shout out to our sister Salima.
Yes. Saswell.
Yeah. And you also had what was the cop that was a villain?
Oh man,
He's been
legendary
alive.
actor, man.
Yeah.
This guy, Eric Roberts, man.
Okay.
Eric Roberts, he gave me so much love and support. This is what it was, so much motivation because it let me know that we could bring Hollywood to Halalywood. Because
Yeah.
he was like, dude, nobody's making movies like this. This story needs to be told.
Yeah.
I want to tell this movie. I want to tell this story. It was so what an
You was a
experience
kind of
it was.
rebel in the movie too, because like you didn't want to really. You was Muslimish
Yeah.
at the time.
Yes.
You was Muslimish at the time. In the movie, your character, and then you had a coming to terms with yourself.
Yeah.
In the movie. That was with
Baba Ali, man.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
but if I could tell y'all, like, behind the scenes,
That's what I'm about to ask you.
the behind the scenes, there was so much. Like, my whole mission was to get people to see the vision like I did.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, we could get so many. We could do this. So I was grabbing the influencers. You know, what I mean, they were
People in the
all
community.
relatively new. Like, guys, we are our own stars.
Yeah.
You know, what I mean, we are our Angelina Jolies. We are our Brad Pitts. We are
That's
us.
true.
Let's
Who's
it.
the Angelina
you know?
Jolie of the Muslim community?
Well, that was Yasmin, Kanar,
Okay.
right? I was like, cause
She
was
was
there.
funny in your show.
Yeah, like, you know, and I had the Nadine Abu Jabara, like,
I'm on
you know what I mean,
board.
Adam Saleh and Sheikh Akbar, and I was like, come on, y'all, we could pull this thing off. And we even got Freeway, like Philly Freeway came and supported us in the film, like seeing the vision, hoping that we pull it off, and got Eric Roberts. And unfortunately, I ran out of money making that movie.
Couldn't tell.
Yeah, on a rough budget. How much does it cost to make a movie like that?
I started that movie with $89,000.
Wow.
I was like, I can do it.
Yeah.
People in the industry was like, it's impossible.
Yeah.
But I didn't believe him. I think big. It's one of my strengths and weaknesses, right? I think big and I go for it,
Yeah.
right? So, man, I ran out of money making a movie, and it created this stir, you know. And, man, kudos. I still owe people for making this movie.
We
I
gonna pay 'em.
still owe
We gonna get 'em their
people
cheese.
money.
Don't worry about
you
that.
know, and I'm gonna give it to you. I promise.
We gonna
right?
get them that cheese. Don't
But
worry about that.
I also, you know what I did? I thought I was Oprah, bro. I was like, you're gonna get $10,000. You're gonna get $10,000. You're gonna get $10,000. And unfortunately, when I ran out of
That's
money,
40,000.
everybody,
That's 30,000 right there, B.
I was telling everybody.
Yeah.
You know what's messed up?
What?
They didn't see the vision. They only wanted the money. And then when I ran out of money, they turned against me. Majority of them.
Yeah.
Only a few didn't. And they were like, We want our money.
But it was
We
well
want our money.
edited.
Yeah.
It was well edited. I thought everything ended well.
Man, listen, Mark Linthicum, man. This guy, Mark, saved my film. Baba Ali saved my film. Like, people came in, like, you see the support that I won't forget. They saved my movie. And I was able to take it and go to Cannes Film Festival and screen twice. The challenge was, because I ran out of money, I couldn't shoot everything. I lost a lot of character development. So it became my learning film.
Couldn't tell the difference. If you didn't say that right now,
Yeah.
I couldn't tell the difference.
Man, it became my learning film.
So the true cost of making a film like that, what does it cost to make something good?
I know for sure from my experience that I can definitely make something for $300K. I can make something real strong for $300K. I'm talking about, and show some serious.
But everybody don't
productive
get
values with
$10,000,
everybody.
right?
No,
Okay.
no, not at all. Let us get. I learned now. Don't promise what you don't have.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I've been learning a lot of lessons, but I trust and believe in the process of the success of Halalywood, including the success of myself. I believe in the vision. As I'm seeing now, I'm seeing my friends. These are friends of mine who've gone on to have their own shows. I mean, I'm so proud of Mo Armour. Like, I'm like, dude,
So
He was in the movie.
what was he doing with you back
Moore
then?
was in the movie.
Mo Armour has a show.
I know.
But because we've shared the same stage doing comedy, you know what I mean, in front of crowds of Muslims,
Yeah.
that when I see him evolve, Rami, I was so grateful, like, to see Rami, because I called Rami to come on tour with me in the UK, right, and had to pay his people for him to join us on tour.
Wow.
And he accepted out of the love and the support because of me. It wasn't a whole bunch of money,
Yeah.
but it was, you know what I mean? It was like just the
Reciprocity.
respect.
Yeah.
And we spent that time, you know, and Azhar Usman, we spent that time on tour 10 days, you know what I mean? Every day
He's
traveling.
gotten funnier as he's gotten older. I heard him recently
Yeah.
in Georgia. I'm like, man, this guy is hilarious, but he's just wild now. He says whatever, and
know,
I'm like,
I
man,
know.
this is great.
So before we get off the topic of the movie,
Yeah.
one thing about the movie that was really compelling is how you tied real life in,
Yeah.
your real life experiences into the movie.
Yes.
And I don't want to really talk about what happened, but what I do want, what we do want to talk about is what type of man did that experience of your father shape you into?
Oh, man.
Because you are not afraid to talk about it.
Yes.
Even at your last show that you just did in Inglewood, you spoke on it. You know what I'm saying? But now I remember you coming to the block
Yes.
on Jefferson,
Yes.
fresh out of Detroit, and I've seen someone evolve.
Man.
Can you tell us about that?
I'm humbled and grateful because my father, man,
Okay.
Allah yarhamu, Allah have mercy on him.
I mean,
He taught me everything.
okay.
I'm talking about, I'm 4 years old, going on 5 years old. This man taught me everything. He taught me how to be a man. He taught me the independence. So when I made my film, I named my movie American Sharia because they targeted my father and said that he wanted to establish Sharia in America. It's a black man.
Yeah.
They was making up so many stories, and we didn't have a platform. So what happened when they killed him? They shot this man 20 times,
Assassinated.
21 times for nothing.
Yeah.
Right. Made up a story, framed him, put him in a location, tried to make him look like he was something that he wasn't, and told this whole narrative. We fought so that we could clean the narrative, tell the correct narrative, but we didn't have the resources. So because of that happened to my dad in 2009. That really gave me the strength and the push about Muslims establishing themselves in media. You know, and I was like, that became the push for Halalywood. So for my first film, I had to include my father because my father is a big part of everything that I'm doing. Far as what he taught me about, respecting people, not being offensive or offending people with your comedy, with your stories, with your art, with your integrity, have some morale, and so I'm like, hey man, when I get my platform, I'm using this. So I had to include my dad in my film. Because and the fact that people don't know too, he adopted me at 4 or 5 years old.
What?
So I'm like, I'm his adopted son with my fellow brothers that have his blood is so humbling because they're like, we all see the resemblance of each other. I got the lessons, you know what I mean? Walking, everything he taught me, all of my alhamdulillahs, the astaghfirullahs, all of my Quran. And he said, keep studying, keep studying. Everything that you learn from the Prophet, I got it from him. So my whole, everything, how I'm moving. And when I see my brothers and sisters, I'm inspired by them because I see him. And my brother Moo, me and my brother Moo, his son, he looks like him too. We've been connected at the hip, you know, since we was young, since 5 and 6 years old, you know, as growing up in a blended family with, you know, him marrying my mom, him, you know, my father having 2 wives and us having 2 families and that blended family of us just growing up together. Man, it was a beautiful thing from where I come from.
So it's interesting to hear your why. To me, that's your why, why you do things like that. You also have done voiceovers, animation.
The turkey stuff. You were in Turkey doing a talent show,
I
right?
know. Listen, that turkey show.
You got one of the maddest tours.
Listen, I filmed that show, with Hamoud El Khudar and Masoud Curtis and Ilyas Mao. Listen, man, we did like 12, 13 episodes. We did more than that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We had the Indian star Najm Shiraz. Like we had a big show. And man, they tried. Saudi wanted that show. You know,
really?
everybody was like, we want that show. We had it back. I didn't even speak. At the time, I only had one word of Turkish. Hazir misiniz, because they kept saying, are y'all ready? Y'all ready? Ready? I had to go and learn more Turkish words. And there I was, black man from Detroit, hosting this amazing talent show, like, you know, like the Muslim Voice. It was a beautiful show. I was like, y'all give me that show. It's just sitting there. Give me that show back.
Which one of your YouTubes went viral? You mentioned in the show last week. It's like, how many views?
YouTube is surprised. We have like over 50-something million views on Allah Made Everything. Shout out to Zayn Bika. Like, I'm a kid star. Like,
why are we laughing?
These
Why
kids,
is that funny?
Listen, because I was like, I'm focusing on doing some drama. I have some series written, and I got 2 films and 3 series ready to go. Right? I got this drama, and these kids is like, hey, sing that kid song. Allah Made Everything. I was like, wow. You never know which project that you're just passionate about that's going to take it.
So we need to clear up some stuff on that song. Thank Allah for everything.
Yeah.
So the rumor is it's actually Michael Jackson who sang that, and Zayn Bika just hijacked it.
Don't say that, Arbaz. Arbaz, you're telling too many stories.
All the stuff on YouTube says Michael Jackson became Muslim, and this is his song.
Listen, those rumors, because Zayn has that soft voice, this is not the first time that they've said that about Zayn, because Zayn has that nice, Allah knows.
Zayn Bika,
right?
Yeah.
Wasn't he in a boy band?
No, that's another
Zayn
one.
Malik, yeah.
Oh.
That's another Zayn. We had Zayn was Zayn Malik, Zayn Bika, and then Maher Zayn. Zayn became a thing.
It's a comment. Yeah, it's a.
But Zayn is my guy. We was over in South Africa, man. We was doing good. Right. And alhamdulillah, Maher Zayn, I'm praying Maher Zayn and Zayn Bika actually do a cut together because they're just beautiful people, man. I spent a lot of time with both of them, touring with Maher Zayn in Australia and New Zealand and the UK, and then being with Zayn Bika and with his vision of ZB Kids and South Africa. Like, I'm grateful, man. I am really grateful.
So, who's the funniest person that you had to work with?
Oh, wow.
Or your inspiration? Who's like...
Listen, I have so many
number one inspiration when it comes to comedy.
I can go all the way... Let me tell you something that happened to me, because I'd be naming all these... I love all of these guys, man. You know, all these Dave Chappelle and Kevin Hart and...
Bill Cosby?
You like Bill Cosby? I didn't even know.
That's a question.
I didn't even know Bill Cosby.
Leave Bill alone.
I didn't even know him.
I just asked a question.
How did they know Bill Cosby in Temecula?
You know what? Leave Bill alone. Bill, Fat Albert Kids, all that. Leave Bill alone.
I'm just asking. Do you find him funny? That's.
I know.
I
I know.
told you.
Like, I know. He Arbaz just has an agenda.
I told you.
I do. I never met Bill Cosby.
Okay.
Right. You know what I mean? So I
But
can
you wouldn't
talk
know it
about
if he did
people.
anyways.
You think so? Huh? Tell me what happened to you. You want to talk about it?
Anybody talk about that little school you went to when you was 5 years old? Ain't nobody talk about that school you went to when you was over there, man.
All right. Oh man.
Leave Bill alone, man.
I wonder.
All right.
But so many inspirations, man. It's art. You know, art. But I could tell you, since when I was young, we could only watch kung fu movies.
Five Deadly Venom.
You know, all of the kung fu movies, 10 Tigers of Kwantong, you know, The Kid with the Golden Arm, all of Jackie Chan movies. You know what I mean?
Dope.
So when you got to work with Jackie Chan,
so
it was like
that's the thing.
yeah.
When I got the opportunity, Rush Hour 2 gave me the opportunity to meet and actually Chris Tucker had me do a prank on Jackie Chan.
What?
So when I came out of hair and makeup, they cut my hair and they put the makeup on me. You'll see it if you go, you know, Google Omar Regan and Chris Tucker, right? You'll see me in the same suit and everything. And so then Chris was like, hold on, don't go out there yet. Don't go out there yet. Wait, we're gonna play a trick on Jackie. And so Jackie was working with Zhang Zi. Now you remember I'm like, man, I'm tripping that this is an actual experience for me. That because I started out as just being an extra, right? And all of these people, you know. And then they was like, man, let's get this guy, man, you know. So now I turned into the guinea pig for Chris Tucker is what I try to tell people. I'll tell you more about that. But Chris is like, all right, hold on. He said, let's play a trick on Jackie. He said, Jackie Chan's back was turned. And this is how I'm going to meet Jackie Chan.
Right.
So I was like, what you want me to say? What you want me to say? He said,
This is your first time meeting
the first time meeting Jackie
on a
Chan.
prank.
On a prank. So
Oh
I'm
my
like, come on, man, hurry up. And he was like, just say anything. Anyway, so I said, man, that ain't right, Jackie. Hurry up, man, she gonna have to swing that. And Jackie was getting annoyed at Chris Tucker, but he didn't turn around. He waved his hand because he was doing the move. That scene where the spear was gonna stab her, this is the scene that he was working on with Zhang Zi. And so he's like this, right? He didn't turn around. So he's dude, right? I got nervous because you know when the hand wave like stop. Like, so I kept talking, I kept saying it. And then he turned around. And when he turned around, he looked at me and he looked at Chris and he said, sweet. That was the first word that he said to me. Sweet. And I was like, oh, and then he just kept looking and staring, and then he went right back to work. And I was like, now what am I gonna do? I was just
So he de-escalated the situation really smooth, huh?
yeah, like
And
I don't
go
have
back
time
to
to be
work.
playing with y'all. Like basically, I got to get this scene, and I don't have time to be playing with y'all. Then I felt bad. Then I didn't know what to do with myself, you know. And then Chris Tucker had to go and do another interview, and then I'm just standing there looking like a mini Chris Tucker because he's taller than me,
Right.
right? And I'm just waiting on my opportunity, waiting on my
Right.
time to shoot,
Yeah.
which I had to shoot the scene where they took me all the way up and they harnessed me. Right. The scene before Chris Tucker come and say, he ain't gonna be in Rush Hour 3. That scene, I was up there. They harnessed me and had a rope on. And they said, C4, we have a little bit of C4 and the glass is gonna explode. They brought me just in case there was harm in the way. Because if Chris Tucker would have got hurt, then they couldn't finish the film. So I was the guinea pig for the whole little glass explosion thing. You're going to act like you run up, is what they say. Run up and then come to the edge. We got you harnessed and we got a rope. Don't fall off. The glass is going to explode, and that's going to be the scene. And that was my job. Right, because I had to run through the casino a few times in the same when the bomb thing was falling around, and I had to run through those scenes. But you know, and then the glass exploded, and then they brought Chris Tucker in to say his line. He ain't gonna be in Rush Hour 3.
You guys still talk? You talked to him recently?
No, it's been so long, man.
You know, I ran into him once.
You did?
Yeah.
Why did you run into him? Why you didn't walk around?
Yeah, I know. I'll tell you what happened. Back in high school, I used to go to Lakers games, the Boston Celtics, and when they were in the finals.
Yes.
So I took a bus from Temecula to Staples Center
That was
with
a
a couple of my
long bus
friends.
ride.
So we got to the Metro, then we got to LA, stops right in Staples Center. So then we go to the back area where all the celebrities come in through.
Yeah.
And we're there after the game, and I'm leaning on a Bentley. I'm sitting on a Bentley. I don't know why I was doing this. I was in high school leaning on a Bentley. And then I see Kareem pass by me. I'm like, hey, Kareem. And I try to talk to Kareem. You know, Kareem's just like, doesn't like talking to anybody.
Cold.
He's like, you're not even human. Keeps walking. And then Chris comes up. He's like, hey, man, I'm on your car or whatever. You're on my car. And he's literally, I'm leaning on his Bentley the whole time.
Right.
And he's just hanging out, talking to us as kids. I was like, man, this is a really nice guy.
Now, you know, to be honest, that Chris Tucker, man, he don't have to be that nice, man. He's I'm just saying, like, he's a genuine. It's one of the reasons why I was like, wow, he's you know, I was inspired by him before I watched him. When I watched him on Def Comedy Jam, man, I was like, oh, he's amazing.
He was.
I was like, look at when he told the jokes about he got roaches like Crips and Bloods. Man, I was like, this guy is amazing, man. I was already inspired by him, which is what made me want to do the voice. Yeah. So he was, you know, I was like,
one thing that was amazing was that why he left Friday. You heard about that story? Why he didn't do Friday?
I think he's coming back.
I heard about it. Man, I heard about it, man, but I don't know enough.
So all I heard was he didn't want to do
third-party information.
All I heard was that he didn't want to do Friday because he was committed to his principles. He didn't want to continue promoting a movie that was promoting alcohol and drugs. He got more religious as he got older.
I think that if I'm correct, they just announced that they're gonna do it again, and he will be in it.
Oh really? So his principles just went back.
No, it would be. We don't know what the story is.
I don't get him off.
We don't know what the story is. But I'm saying, like, he's still, regardless, he's a good dude. He still got principles. He may know how to navigate them even more. He's a good dude. I haven't met like
genuine people like that.
Yeah, I'm grateful. Like, and that's.
I mean, that goes back to earlier what you were saying. There's some things in Hollywood that people just don't want to do.
Yeah.
It's something that you didn't want to do.
Yeah.
So that goes back to that. Recently, you had an comedy jam in Inglewood, California.
Yeah.
And I want to thank you for giving Encourage a spotlight, bro.
Oh, man.
When I looked at that step and repeater,
yeah,
like, that step and repeater was sick.
They look good because your logo is popping.
Oh man,
so
Samira,
your logo is encouraging.
Man, Samira is a dope graphic designer. But that whole show, you had a mixture of personalities on one stage.
Yeah. From
Preacher Moss to little young Abraham to Big Spud to Yasmin.
Yes.
And what's the sisters in politics?
Medina Wilson Anton, she was there.
The whole show was
Moses, my partner in crime, man, my brother.
Moses
Moses the comic, and then the legendary Preacher Moss.
Man, couldn't get no more, man.
And Azim Muhammad, like, it was a nice show. But I also wanted to highlight.
It's the second annual though, right?
It's the second one.
Yeah.
But I wanted to highlight the fact that we also had a non-Muslim on the show, because Halalywood is not just stuck inside of, a Muslim bubble.
Yeah.
Halalywood has a vision that we want to make content and films and series that really relate to us, everyone. So we got this is a she's like, she's not Muslim, but I mean, she's like, dude,
she has some jokes.
She has jokes. She has her own experiences with Muslims. You know what I mean? She wants to tell it, but she was clean. She's doing her thing. We just want to include people in how life really is. And we work with so many people that are not Muslim. They're Christians. They're Jews. The Nation of Islam represented really well. Like, it's just, we as human beings need to get over ourselves, remove these labels, and we all we got as human beings. Let's work together. Let's spread the love. Let's spread the cheer. And I'm excited that, I want Halalywood to be one of that platform where we could tell stories that resemble that look like that.
Yeah.
So that's where we at.
Man, good. You know what would be a funny story?
What?
And if you do, I know where you got it from. a story about Muslims in Michigan that voted for Trump. That would be hilarious.
Don't talk about it. My friend Muhammad,
wait.
he's so Muhammad. He's such a Muhammad follower. So Muhammad because his name is Muhammad Ibn Muhammad. All his sons are named Muhammad. He voted for me too.
No, nothing
The
will
one
be
Muslim
not,
Temecula that voted for Trump.
nothing's gonna be funnier.
With
They're
that one
happy
dude-
though. I think.
Oh, better yet, that one cat that belongs to a Muslim that voted for Trump.
No Trump here.
No disrespect, Trump. I know you can come get me at any time.
You're gonna get
Don't
deported.
trip.
You're gonna send back to Guyana. That'll be crazy.
I don't know nobody there, so go ahead.
You're gonna land there and have to figure it out.
You know, with this mentality, I'll be running the country in about a week.
Oh man, it's going down. We'd be doing real good.
Yeah. My last
I'm with
question
you.
for you. What's your next big thing?
Oh well, I have quite a few big things.
One big thing. One thing. You wake
one
up
of
in the
the
middle of
big
the night
things-
and you think about.
Oh, well, that's two things.
Only one thing.
There's two things. All right, I have this original series that I'm excited to film and shoot. It's a story about Black Muslims. The story about the Nation of Islam and Black Muslims and what they did for the Black community. In that series,
Who are you gonna play?
and I'm playing a politician.
Are you gonna
in this
play?
film.
You know who? You don't
And
tell anybody yet?
right now we got Marquise Henry playing an officer. It's a serious film. We have so many. Everyone's in this film. Everyone is represented in this
So
film.
you got everyone from like W. Muhammad, Malcolm X, everyone.
Man, everybody's represented in this series.
Wow.
But then I also have, because of my lovely kids, I love you guys. I'm excited about we have this animation coming up where we take parts of, because Halalywood also has Halalywood Foundation as a nonprofit where we create the content for children, and where we're teaching them voiceover and acting and writing so that they could become their own stars. So our animator is animating these kids that's at Isla Academy and the staff and the teachers so that they could see this is a community event, but they see themselves and they hear themselves. And I'm excited about that project so much. I do wake up and be like, yo, I want to see it, you know what I mean, but I got to be patient because there's a process to creating these things.
I know you said one more question, but
My last question, your question.
okay.
Although I just want to add to that, I've been watching a lot of AI generated content these days.
Yes.
On cats. It's like been amazing. These Muslim cat stories are just something else. Muslim Ramadan cat stories. Go on Instagram and type in Mr. Orange Cat, and it's all these Ramadan antics about a Muslim cat. It's just like.
All right, boss.
Anyway, let's
what's
go.
going on with you and these cats, man? I think this is an intervention. He needs to let it out. Finish. Let's listen to you.
That was it. That was the whole.
You're on the
Wait,
couch.
is there a such thing as non-Muslim cats? He said you gotta see the thing about these Muslim cats.
I'm sorry. I've seen some cats. I've seen cats attend other religious institutions. So what are those cats doing? Why is there a cat in the church? Why is there a cat in the temple?
I didn't know it was a difference between the cats.
Did you interview the cat?
I don't know. What are they doing
I
there?
want to know the Muslim cat or non-Muslim cat who witnessed the shahada, the conversion of Mr. Orange Cat.
If a cat.
The cat's name is Arbaz.
Yes,
No.
the cat fasted Ramadan. His wife wears hijab.
You know what?
This man has dreams.
That's my man. That's my man. That's my man. So look, I want to get to this question. You mentioned about you got a next movie coming out with that's gonna cover about the Black experience.
Yes.
Why is it so important to tell the Black experience in Islam?
Oh, because I feel people don't know that Muslims been here. It's like it's the hardest things. A lot of times they don't know the groundwork that Muslims have done in America, that even gave it foundation or gave you strength or courage to even be a Muslim. And we just need to tell those stories and honor the work and the sacrifice and the compromises of those Muslims that was here, that stood up against COINTELPRO, stood up against racism. Like, just where are those stories at? They haven't been told. and it's time for us to tell them. And we glorify so many other stories about the American gangsters, and Frank Lucas, and all of those guys. But at the same time of those things happening, there were people that was like, we need to stand for some morality and some integrity and some self-discipline.
The Papa Shaws, the Imam Sadiq.
Yes, they don't. Where is that?
The An Ali.
Where's the Imam Siraj movie? That's what I want to see.
The Imam Siraj movie.
We need it.
Yeah.
The Luke. Our whole narrative.
It's so much. And then on that topic, one of our dear beloved living legends now, who is wrongly convicted.
Oh, man.
And now the doctors is wrongly convicted and put in prison for over 25 years now. Is the doctor saying he only has 10 months to live.
And they won't let him out.
And they won't let him out. And there's proven that he didn't commit the crime. And this guy from H. Rap Brown, this black activist, and the work that he put in, and then went to create a Muslim community where the non-Muslims praised him.
Yeah.
Right? Because he created an area where they wouldn't allow the drugs in. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So we telling this story about where these drugs come from. When black people couldn't pay their light bill, when they could, how you afford cocaine? Where it come from? How you afford these assault rifles? Where you get this stuff from? Right? So and honoring our dear beloved Imam Jamil Al-Amin and how he, cleaned up a neighborhood in the West End. Even T.I. talked about it, and Killer Mike talked about it because they're in Atlanta. But I'm 16 years old. I was there. I worked for his store. I directly with him. So I'm like, man, my father was a good friend of his. So it's like, man, these stories have to be told so that we could maybe change the climate, build more unity, build more love, and then we could end all of this. We have too much separatism. You know what I mean?
I agree.
Yeah, I mean, we could even put the stories in about the cat.
The orange one.
The famous Muslim cats. When we were in Medina last month, and I was looking at these cats on the streets, and I was like, these are the cats of the Sahaba, some of them.
And there is the Sahaba initiative right there. And he sees the cats and
says, a cat's lineage.
Them Sahabas was 1,500 years ago. How old do you think these cats live?
The cat's lineage, the cat's children.
Oh, these are the cats of the cats. He's doing the mutawatir. Right. The isnad.
No, there's isnad of horses. Where are the isnad of the cats?
Oh,
you know what?
Let's get this man a cat show.
There's I watched Shark Tank the other day. They just invented a 23andMe for cats. You can now figure this stuff out. This stuff is getting deep.
So what you gonna get a sample of his blood and take it to cat DNA?
That's what we're gonna do.
So, with that being said, man, Omar Regan, it's an honor to have you in the community and just to be your brother, man. Because I've seen you, I see you as a father. Yeah. I see you as an artist, entrepreneur, and you reciprocate so much love through humor. And I want to say, may the Creator continue to bless and reward you with health, security, protection, and your family, and shower mercy and forgiveness on your father, and all his families. And may the Creator grant you all the success that you need, dear soldier.
May Allah accept your prayer for me and for you, because you've been working in the community and building relationships that nobody could build. I saw Omar Hakeem, man. It's like he's in there with all of the police chiefs and everything. Yeah.
True story.
We here.
This is a true story. Look. This is a true story. What's up, bro? How you doing, man? Assalamu alaikum. One night we was coming, LAPD was having some type of function, and for some reason I came out and they was all surrounding me, talking to me. Little bitty old Jewish lady came out like, Omar, you okay? We got him. We got him. I was literally surrounded in a friendly type of way.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? She like, Omar, you good?
I would like to see something like that's your story. We need to film that.
We gotta put that in a movie.
We got to.
And I don't even see this lady no more, man. Ann Fox. I don't know what happened to her, man. She like, you good? Like, I'm good. I'm good. But you know,
yeah, you do. You've been in it, and people need to know, man. I'm grateful to know you as well. I'm grateful. I pray I could be a good reflection of you and always be deserving of these kind words and motivating words, inspiring words, you know, from you and from your actions as well. And yours about the cat as well. You know, and so I'm praying for all of us that we could actually do something, man. The success of everything that we all are doing, you know, with happiness in all of our works, goals, and dreams.
I can't wait till next year for the Comedy Jam to be even bigger than it was this year, inshallah.
Yeah. Well, I thank Omar for introducing comedy to Muslims because he was making jokes at a time people were scared to make jokes. People are like, is there anything funny to say? Omar's out there making jokes about things.
No, I am so grateful, too, because I was following the lead of Preacher Moss and them, and it gave me a lane to be going in the area, you know, and it's like, man, the Muslims was like, we are not laughing at anything. They're serious, and we just have to keep on finding the button to just make them smile because they forgot. You know, there's stories about the Prophet ﷺ, or peace be upon him, laughing. And there's stories about him when he laughed that sometimes you could see the back of his teeth. And I say, if he's laughing like that, how are you sitting there looking at me like, haram, haram, haram? I tell them, I say, you over there holding yourself like I love me and only me and only me. I tell them they holding on to they laugh like they holding on to wudu. In the third rakat, you don't want to go into ruku because you don't want to break your wudu. You need to laugh. It's healing for you. It's medicine.
So what I forgot to say in the beginning of the show, please like and share and subscribe to this and tell your friends that in Living Gray is a conversation that's in the middle. Either we're going to agitate you or inspire you, but change is coming. And then don't forget on the 26th of April,
Muslim Power Summit.
Muslim Power Summit.
Oh,
The other organizations are shaking because of this.
Too much controversy for me today.
Too much shaking, but we're gonna talk. We're gonna do a little commercial for that. But
Summit. We are asking for some serious attention.
I'm not trying to get any trouble. So
Sure, they got power. I'm the only one with power. No one has more power than me. I'm the president of the United States.
so
We know
we're
there's
saying that. We're saying that, and we say this all in a good way to bring about change because collaboration is key. But some of our models are kind of outdated, and we need to move forward and listen to the blind man. Because the blind man always has something to say that's good.
Yes.
And a lot of people have ignored the blind man. You know what I'm saying? So we're going forward. Thank you for this.
Thank y'all, man. I'm happy to be in Living Gray. In Living Gray.
It's great. It's great.
You can do what you want.
Hey, don't do that. You're going to get us for copyright.
You can say, you can say what you want to say.
We have nothing
in
to
Living
do.
Gray.
That's not what we got the idea
We don't know
from.
anything about the Wayans brothers, none of that.
That's not what
we don't know those guys at all.
You can play how you want to play in Living Gray. Oh, in Living Gray. Woo! You can stay where you want to stay.
I'm going to send
in
attorney.
Living Gray. In Living Gray.
I'm going to send attorney to you.
We have nothing to do with this
In Living Gray, everybody.
Thank you all.
Salams.
Assalamu alaikum. Follow us here.